What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys so very much. Over 1,500 episodes. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right. I wouldn't be here doing this show 1,500 plus episodes later if you guys weren't liking and sharing and listening and supporting. So I thank you so very much. I'm forever indebted to you guys because without you, there's no me. All right. Over 500,000 streams worldwide. Again, thank you so very much. All the love, all the shares, all the cares makes a huge difference, and I'm able to be here for you guys. So this week is the Nourished Festival. I know everybody's hyped. Everybody's excited. You know, today is the first day of the festival, which is September the 24th through the 26th. And I have on chilling out here with me today is Miss Lisa Marsh. Hey, Lisa.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am absolutely phenomenal. Besides the fact that there's a pandemic going on, besides that, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, that definitely. You know, I think everybody's kind of doing the best that they can do. It's just of awkward of situations, and I never imagined in my lifetime I would be living through a pandemic. So yeah. There's that. But so Lisa, what part of the country are you right now?
I am actually in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City.
The Windy City. Now, what kind of temperatures are you guys having this week?
Actually, we are having our second summer this week. Usually it's really chilly right now and reminding us that winter's coming.
Yeah.
But today it is close to 80, and it's going to be close to 80 for the next few days in Chicago. So we are loving it.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to get into it. So, founder CEO Ms.P's GFree. How did this company come about?
Well, this company came about because I was having all sorts of health issues. I was 42, didn't know what was going on with me, was working full-time in federal law enforcement, and I had digestive issues. I had acid reflux. I was tired all the time. I didn't know what was going on. And on top of that, I had severe flatulence.
Oh, boy.
So much so, my husband said to me, "You are too pretty to smell like that." So, you know, when you do start saying, "Hey, you got to take care of that. We got to do something." So I went to the doctor. And the doctors told me to stop eating fruits and vegetables, stop eating dairy, stop eating this and that. And I was thinking, aren't those things supposed to be good for you?
Yeah.
So then, that's what
Wow.
So I actually went to Texas, to San Antonio, Texas, for a training. And I met a girl in my class, and she told me that she was gluten-free. I looked at her like she had two heads. I was like, what does that mean? I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
Even though, I will say, after I was diagnosed, in college I had what they told me was a spastic colon. And after I was diagnosed with the gluten intolerance, they said it was probably gluten back then, but nobody knew anything about it. So, after I talked with her and she described all of her symptoms, where she absolutely described me, I came home, I started throwing out any and everything that looked like it had wheat, rye, or barley, which is what makes up gluten. So then, then I was like, okay, so I can do this gluten-free thingy. And I began to search, and this was 10 years ago, so about 11 years ago now, so about 2009, I began to search for great tasting gluten-free products. And guess what, Ash?
You couldn't find
there
them.
Were not any.
I'd imagine.
Everything tasted like sawdust, and I was like, oh no, I have to have some taste in my food.
Yes. Seasoning. Yes. Let's claim it.
Yes. So I started baking, and the first thing I came up with is what's called our cookie bars. And my biggest thing was trying to get them to bind, because, when you remove the gluten, the derivative of that is you're removing the glue or the binding ingredient in your baked good.
Gotcha.
So I couldn't get them to bind, and when I baked them, I put them on a plate. They was like a tall plate of shreds, and the shred. My brother tasted the shreds. He took it in his hand and he tasted it, and he was like, "Oh, that's good." I was like, "Oh, it is." He said, "It sure is." So that gave me enough optimism to continue baking. And so I finally got them to bind, and I cut them into bars, and I took them to work. And people at work were like, "Oh, my God, these are amazing." Now, I worked in federal law enforcement, Ash, and when I tell you that people were walking around talking about, "Where's those crack bars?" I was like, "Really?"
That is hilarious.
I was like, "Really? That's what y'all are." But people really loved them. Even our human resource manager was like, "I've had gluten-free, and it tastes like dog food. These cannot be gluten-free." But I assured them that they absolutely were, because I could then consume them. Yes. So we made the bars, and then my family members would say, "They need to be in stores." And I was like, "Really?" So, lo and behold, I went in pursuit of getting them in stores, and I took a cohort, a business class, to learn about business, because I had no clue. In the first business class, I raised my hand and I asked the instructor, "When should you get insurance?" Because we were talking about it. And he said, "Before you sell anything." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'm going. Let me go take care of that." So I learned a whole lot in this cohort. And so it was 2015, and I then went and certified the business as an S Corp, and by September of 2016, we were on the shelf at our very first Whole Foods store.
Wow.
No.
That is awesome.
Yes, it was awesome. So I know for me, God orders my steps.
Yes,
so
I know that's right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So we went from that first store, which was in Chicago on the south side in an Inglewood community.
Yeah.
And then we started to grow. We then got into the Naperville store and then the Hyde Park store. And by that time, I was ready to retire from federal law enforcement. So I retired after 27 years and started Ms.P full time, because for 2 years I worked for federal law enforcement and worked at Ms.P's. And you talk about burning the candle at both ends?
Yeah, that's a lot.
But that's what you have to do as an entrepreneur. You got to do what you need to do until you can do what you want to do.
Say it.
Yes. So now, a couple of years later, we're in 15 Whole Foods stores. And we are steadily growing, and we were doing really, really well. Come March of this year, we were getting orders left and right, and we were looking at adding stores. And then a small thing called COVID.
Wow.
And so we were like, okay, now what? So we had to pivot to figure out some things, to get more online, to do more social media. And me coming from a federal law enforcement background, I had not done a lot of social media. I hadn't even touched social media until I retired in 2017.
Wow.
So I had a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to say that with a lot of the resources that are available to small businesses and a lot of people who have been in our corner, who have mentored us, who have taken us under their wings, who have shown us how to do things better, how to get, into different places, we're going strong, and we're looking forward to the next big thing for Ms.P's GFree.
Yes. And so what is the next thing for you guys?
Well, Ash, since you asked, for us, we have just been accepted to sell on the Amazon platform.
Ooh.
So yes.
Congratulations.
We're super excited. Thank you.
That is huge.
We're super excited to get onto the Amazon platform to show the world what we have to offer when it comes to delicious, nutritious, healthy, and wholesome gluten-free products.
Yes.
Because many times you hear gluten-free and you think, no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say that our products are delicious, I really do mean that.
Awesome.
Because I have to tell, I started this business because I needed to snack on something other than cardboard.
Yeah. I mean,
and so, yes, taste is huge.
Yes,
if it's healthy, that's wonderful. But if it does not taste good, we're not going to eat it.
Yeah. And so I'm so thankful that there have been so many amazing businesses that have come about, including yours, in the last, I would say, decade or some change. I've been vegetarian for the last maybe like 12, 13 or so years. And so to see how the industry has like shifted so much, because like you said, as far as vegetarianism goes and, not eating meat, my food got to be seasoned. All right. We need a little salt, a little pepper, something to just jazz this up, because I need to be excited about my food. And the majority of the stuff that's on store shelves at that point, it was very bland. It was very plain. There was only so much that you could do to really, get it to being, somewhat dealable, versus now it's amazing. We have plant-based burgers. We've got gluten-free aisles. So it's So I'm so grateful that so many companies like yourself have merged from obscurity to actually, like, now you have a presence, and now people from around the globe can get your stuff. Awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's another reason I'm so geeked up, because tomorrow starts the Nourish Fest.
Yes. And you guys are gonna be there. So what do you have planned for the festival?
We have some really exciting goodies planned for the festival for people to get in there and come to our booth. They'll get to get some freebies when they make some orders. I'm going to do a live chat, so if they want to know how you start a business from scratch and get to the point where you're in retail and you're going into Amazon and you're looking to grow, then we can talk about that. So I'm going to be very open and very honest and very transparent about my journey. Right. It has not always been easy, Lord knows.
But you made it. You made it happen. You made it through.
We've made it to this point, and we're looking to even grow larger and larger, and just to continue to scale and to move forward with the business. And festivals like the Nourish Fest, which used to be the Gluten-free Expo. Yes. And that's how I found out about it. I was so excited to go to a place where you're gluten-free and you can eat everything in there. Look, excited. So this year that we're virtual, I'm still excited about the festival.
Yeah, I mean, because this opportunity actually opens up the door for so many more people to see and to experience, these different companies and these different brands versus, having the physical festivals at the event halls, at the, the arenas and things of that nature. It's great. It's amazing. I've done several myself. But this opportunity here, people getting to have that one-on-one time with you guys and ask about the products and ask about, different issues that they may be having, you won't find that anywhere else.
Yes. And now that we're virtual, we can reach people that we weren't able to reach before when it was, an in-person festival. Only so many could join. But now that it's virtual, anybody all over the world can join in and ask these questions. If they're having gut issues, if they're wanting to know about paleo or vegan or vegetarian, we're going to be there. So I'm excited.
Yes. And Lisa, let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys, of course, to check out the products and your social media.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, let me just say, if you're in the Chicagoland, Illinois area, we are in several Whole Foods stores here, from Chicago to Schaumburg to Wheaton to Park Ridge to Naperville. So check us out there at Whole Foods. Or you can check us out online at www.mspsgfree.com. Or you can shoot us an email at orders@mspsgfree.com. And of course, we are on all the social media handles. We are on IG, we're on Facebook, we are on Twitter. We're on LinkedIn. So you can catch us on all of those under Ms.P, MSPSG So we keep it consistent.
Yes, I love it. But I got another question for you, Lisa. This is going to be the last question.
Yes.
The name, Ms. P's G-Free. How did you guys come up with that?
I know, and I get that all the time. And guess what? I have to attribute the name to the one most wonderful person that I have known all of my life, and I miss dearly, my mommy.
Aww.
My mother was the original Ms.P, and she was one of those, Ash, when I tell you, backhand to the mouth, mommy.
Oh yeah, I had one too.
Wasn't none of that talking back, talking under your breath. She didn't play that. But when I say she raised 6 strong children to love God and to love each other, she's my hero, and I miss her dearly.
Oh, I feel the same way about my mom. I miss her every single day.
I read that. Yeah.
But
there is no other, honey.
There is one mom. And that's why I tell people all the time, if you're fortunate enough to have your mom still here, you need to send that lady some flowers. You need to go spend some time with her, because when she's gone.
And cherish her. Cherish her. Yes, baby. Because when she's gone, the world gets real cold.
Okay. But Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you and some of the other vendors at the Nourish Festival. So we really appreciate that. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keep it in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.